And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another tropical weather update by the Hurricane Watch team. Today we're going to talk about the remnants of Megan, and the rainfall that is going to continue over north central Australia, as lots and lots of flooding is going to continue for that area. I'm going to talk about how much flooding we are expecting over the next several days and the impacts that will continue. Winds are continuously continuing going down. This is the remnants of the storm. Still an overall decent structure. We still have rotation. We still got outflow right here. We still got quite a little bit of convection going on. So there is still thunderstorm activity flaring up and going on. So the current status of the storm, here it is for Megan, 30 knots. So about maximum sustained winds of around 30-35 miles an hour. Gusts probably up to about 40 miles an hour. It's going to continue to weaken. Air pressure has dropped down to 1,000 millibars, so it is going to continue to weaken. However, the biggest threat that continues for north central Australia is going to continuously be this insane amount of flooding. So let's just talk just how much flooding are we expected from Megan in this part of Australia. So just over the next 12 hours alone, right in this area, from a few of these smaller towns, let's take a look and see what we got. Some areas seeing 4 inches. So really, 3 to 4 inches in just the next 12 hours. Lots of heavy rain continues. Lots of lakes in these areas here that are going to be absorbing and collecting a lot of this water are going to get very, very full. This is over the next 12 hours. Over the next 24 hours, by this time tomorrow, we could see 5 to 6 inches of rain across this entire area. Most areas will see 4 to 5 inches of rain. Isolated areas where they could see some more heavy rain pockets could see upwards of half a foot of rain, around 6 inches. Over the next 3 days, this only expands as the storm slowly continues to drift in this general direction, and it continues to try pulling moisture from the Gulf of Carpentaria into north central Australia. As that happens, it is going to continue to, there's going to be this feeding of moisture over the same area that's been flooded for the past several days already. So as the storm continues to move, it's going to continue pulling moisture for as long as it can until it just completely collapses and falls apart. By this point, we could see, looks like again, some areas, this is total accumulation in one area. Now this isn't a 24-hour accumulation. This is just over the course of the entire time. So some areas could have already picked up 10, 11, 12, in some areas over a foot of rain. Now if we finally look at the last, over a week, some areas will definitely see a lot more than others. Certainly near Tennant Creek, where we could see 11, 12, and 13 inches of rain, upwards of 10 to 15 inches, 10 to 12, 13 inches as possible. Some areas could see upwards of 13 inches over the next 5 days. This is still a very slow-moving storm as it's continuously pulling all this moisture in from the Gulf of Carpentaria. So expect several more inches. Now, that's kind of what we're looking at with this system particularly. You can kind of see, this is over a 3-hour period with what we're seeing with this storm. So, if we put this into motion, click play here, you can kind of see the overall motion just kind of sits there, but we continuously see a lot of thunderstorms continuing to pop up. In that case, that basically means we're still getting that feed of moisture from the Gulf of Carpentaria. See that feed of moisture? It's still pulling in all that moisture from the Gulf, which shows that all these areas right through here are going to continuously get a lot of rain over the next several days still. Especially in the central portion of the Northern Territory, we're seeing a lot more of that heavy rain concentrated. Now again, some of these thunderstorms may be a little bit worse than others. You may get 1, 2, or possibly 3 to 4 inches in just 1 hour, depending on how heavy this rain is. Can expect flash flood watches and flash flood warnings to pop up in your area. If you live near creeks, bayous, rivers, bodies of water, expect those to rapidly rise as we continue to see this heavy rain. And be prepared. Again, be prepared to take action in case flooding does occur in your area, especially if you live near a creek or if you live in a house that is a little bit low lying around, kind of sunk down below the roads. That's another possibility we can see flooding. We see that a lot here in the United States. Given with what we have here, so do expect that to certainly occur, where we will see lots of heavy rain, lots of flash flooding. So that's the main thing that we're looking at. I am going to take a little look at the forecast model, see what we're looking at in terms of what we have for the rest of the next several days, over the next about a week or so for the entire Australian region. To look a little bit at the models, talk about what we could see over the next coming days for Australia, and give a little bit of a prediction of what I think is going to happen. March is Australian hurricane month, basically. That is the peak time where we see the most intense, most significant, and most frequent tropical cyclones impacting Australia. So that's why we're seeing all these systems. That's the equivalent of like August or September for the North Atlantic hurricane season. It is very active. There's a lot of frequent storms, and there's a lot of strong tropical cyclones. So it really doesn't look like there's a whole lot of anything going on. But again, the models towards the end of the 1.5 to 2 week period is still showing some sort of a system trying to pop up there in the Gulf of Carpentaria. So the models are showing there's a possibility of the storm, but it's not as likely. We still think there could be some sort of a system. Now, regardless of how strong it becomes, the chances of another flood event in that area is very likely. These tropical cyclones, we had a tropical storm, Imelda, back in 2019, make landfall in South Texas. It dropped 40 inches of rain. It was 40 miles an hour. It was very disorganized. It brought a whole lot of rain to southeast Texas. So these storms don't have to be Category 4, Category 5 hurricane to bring catastrophic events or catastrophic catastrophe event to the area. They don't need a tropical depression, tropical storm Allison. Now I'm trying to think of what year that was. 2001, South Texas, brought a huge amount of flooding and rain, and it was just a tropical storm. Okay, a majority of the damage that was done by Hurricane Harvey wasn't done because in Rockport or Corpus Christi or Port Aransas, where it initially made landfall, it was in Houston, Texas, Southeast Texas, Galveston, Texas, okay, Harris County, in that area. And so, just thinking about some of these storms, the biggest threat I want to continuously put across is that flooding is going to be the number one risk. Rain is the biggest killer of storm when it comes to storms. So, it doesn't matter how strong these storms are. So, when we go in the future here, we do see some sort of a system. And again, it moves along. Doesn't look like it produces a lot of rain, but because this is so far in the future, we can't really say, oh, it's going to produce 6.75 inches of rain over the course of 3 days. We can't. We can only say, this is what it looks like. This is probably going to see some kind of tropical system moving into the Gulf of Carpentaria, and it is likely that we will see some heavy pockets of rain. We don't know its intensity. It looks right here to be relatively weak, 35 to 50 miles an hour, but from a strong tropical depression to a moderate tropical storm. And again, it's not about the category that matters. It's about, how much rainfall there is. And yes, when you do get to those Category 5 intensities, the wind certainly plays a huge issue in people's safety and the life and property, and interest of life and property in one region. So that's really what I wanted to go over, was the flooding is going to be very significant for sure. Go to satellite. And these are the remnants. This is the remnants of the system right here. Just have an idea of what we got going on here. That's really going to be it for today, guys. I just wanted to thank you guys. Thank you for watching. That's going to be it for today. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Hurricane Watch Team. Links are going to be in the description for our Discord, Twitter, Facebook. If you are thinking about becoming a member, again, it's by volunteer only at this point in time. If you want to volunteer, become a member, and help out with the Hurricane Watch Team, we are looking for more graphic designers, script writers. We're looking for video editors, stuff like that. So if you are interested, links in the description for our Discord. Feel free to follow. and DM either myself or one of the other team members. But yeah, that's BF today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Again, this has been your Tropical Weather Update. The Hurricane Watch Team is your source for cyclone information. Peace out.